I love when people are like, I'll be right back, I gotta go take a poo. I'm like, you didn't have to tell me that. I didn't need, you could just get up and leave and be silent about it. But people, I gotta go take a piss. I gotta go take sometimes I gotta go take a massive shit. All right, so you gotta go take a shit, that's awesome. What, are you gonna take a picture of it and show it to me? Some people actually do that. When you go to the bathroom, you'd say you're taking a giant, massive fucking shit, and then you flush it. Isn't that one of the most amazing things that you've ever done in your entire life? Sweaty nerds, come on and watch another Sweaty Nerds. Flash. That's right, Flash Gordon. That's what we're talking about today on another episode of Sweaty Nerds. We're covering the Sam G. Jones incredible 1980 films, Flash Gordon. Check out those crazy clouds that Max von Sydow as Ming the Merciless. Love that film. Love the score by Queen. We are also going to cover Red Dead Redemption, one of the best video games about the Wild West that you'll ever encounter or that you'll ever play. I really wanted to herd cattle, shoot a lot of people at Thieves Landing. It's an incredible journey. Fantastic game. Oh, The Exorcist. William Friedkin, Linda Blair. Possession as never been seen before and never actually seen again since that film, the most powerful film, also featuring Max von Sydow as The Exorcist. And last but not least, we're going to talk about Bill Sienkiewicz, the artist, the myth, the legend. If you have not seen Bill Sienkiewicz's work, check out Electra Assassin right now, and over 30 years of the most incredible, mind-bending, beautiful paintings of comic book characters that you'll encounter. Before Alex Ross, before a lot of these other artists who started doing paintings, mixed collage stuff, you had someone who was right there in the 80s rocking it with Moon Knight. You got Bill Sienkiewicz. We're going to talk about him. All this and more on another episode of Sweaty Nerds. I'm getting sweaty. Hey, welcome back to another sweaty special effects nerd segment. I'm Jon Schnepp. I'm sitting here with prosthetics freak fest face-off master Cig Neutron. What's going on, man?
How's it going?
Hey, so today we're going to talk about a film that a lot of very religious people made them piss their pants. It came out in 1974. It's William Friedkin's The Exorcist, and it made pea soup. It put pea soup back on the map. Let's talk about Anderson's pea soup and how delicious it is when it's coming out of a possessed 13-year-old girl's mouth, especially when she's vomiting on priests. It's very frightening. This movie scared a lot of people, and for good reason. Sig, let's talk about The Exorcist.
Yeah, well, I mean, Dick Smith, who is a god among effects artists, he did the effects, and I mean that guy's a genius. Like he's so innovative, and he really set the bar for early on for effects artists. So.
Yeah, didn't he come out? He came up with these incredible techniques of having the flesh coming help me coming up on her stomach. How did that happen?
Yeah, so they actually took a cast of her stomach and they used a cleaning solvent to actually write the words. And as it bubbled up in the foam, then they filmed it and then they played it in reverse, and it looks like the words are just.
Wow. Now, kids, you know how to freak out your family. Get a cleaning solvent and write some stuff on your stomach, right? It's just that easy. What about Regan and her freakish possession? I mean, the way the film was directed was amazing because it was directed in such a creepy and methodical way that you really believe that this girl turned into something from hell. I mean, basically, her head spinning around. Let's talk about just some of those effects.
Yeah, I mean, so, it's a lot of tricks with prop bodies, and, it depends on if you need your actor to be emoting, then you got to figure out a way to hide the face in with, say a twisting neck or something. And so it's trickery. It's a lot of, it actually runs in sort of magician's tricks to force perspective and those kind of things.
Well, I think they magically tricked the Academy because this is one of the rare horror films that was nominated for an Academy Award. Rightfully so. It's one of the big horror films of horror films. It's definitely in the top 10 of possession films. It might be #1 of all religious possession films. I can't think of another one besides Amityville Horror that has this kind of freakish fear factor. So let's just talk about Linda Blair's performance for a minute. Say what you will about Linda Blair now, but when she made The Exorcist, she was a 13-year-old little kid, and she did I think, one of the most amazing transformation jobs. I mean, granted, she had makeup on, but you know, that's got to be a frightening, scary thing to do as a kid.
Yeah, you can have like the coolest makeup ever, but if you don't know how to act in it and emote in it, then it's just going to fall flat on the screen. And so, I mean, this movie, I think it was so terrifying because of the time period, the subject matter, and the performance of Linda. Like, it's all those things put together, and that's scary.
Yeah, we were lucky enough to get a chance. Me and Holly saw Linda Blair and William Friedkin at a very special 40th anniversary performance of The Exorcist. We got Friedkin to sign our Anderson's pea soup. Nice. He was like, he'd never signed pea soup before, so start bringing it and make him sign your pea soup. All right, guys, that's it for another episode of Sweaty Special Effects Nerds. Cig, where can people find you online?
You can Twitter and Instagram at Cig Neutron and bizarrogogo.com.
Awesome. All right, guys. I'll see you guys next week. Well, howdy, Pilgrim. Welcome back to another sweaty video game nerd show. I'm Jon Schnepp, sitting here with Maude Garrett.
That was you trying to be a cowboy, wasn't it?
Well, it was a half-assed attempt. Sorry, I failed. Failed miserably, but you know what? I've always been a fan of like the spaghetti western, Sergio Leone style, really bitter, mean kind of wild, wild west. And we're going to talk about Red Dead Redemption, one of the best Wild West adventures that I've ever played in my life.
I have to agree with you. I mean, there was the Trail to Oregon or whatever that one was, which made you want to commit suicide. But this one's so much fun. This is basically, if you don't know the game, it's Grand Theft Auto, but in the Midwest, back in the ye old day. And instead of driving around a car, you have a horse. So it's a sandbox game. It's open action adventure with RPG elements. You've got your gun. But the story is what's really, really impressive with this. Unfortunately, I could not care less about a story when I figured out that you could put someone on the train tracks and then wait for a train to.
I know, I did that too.
I felt so bad.
I went to the nunnery and I was like, I can't believe this is real. Anyway, we're not going to spoil it too much, but like she said, it's an open terrain sandbox with unlimited potential. You can just literally get on a horse and ride in any direction and find some people ready to maybe eat you out in the middle of the desert. I don't know if you've discovered those people with a, hey, I'm just cooking up some bones. Where are you going? Oh, you know. Yeah. We're very, very, very fun game. If you've never played Red Dead Redemption, they have the zombie edition of Red Dead Redemption, which is okay. But I'm a big fan of just playing Red Dead Redemption, riding around, sometimes being a bandit, and just basically having a lot of fun in the wild, wild west.
My favorite thing that I discovered in this game, and there are hidden Easter eggs and fun things that you can discover, but I remember just watching a hawk flying, and it was like 300 feet above my head. And so, and I was just like, I wonder if I can... I shot it, and I unlocked some points.
Did you get attacked by bears?
Yeah.
That was
Coyotes.
the scary part for me. Like, I was like, I wonder what happens if I climb up into these mountains. There's a bear! Yeah. And you're just dead. Like what would happen in real life. You're not like, hey, maybe I can...
You're dead.
You're dead. You're like, hey, there's a bear, and it's... Yeah, that's what would happen. So, and that can happen to you. Maude, where can people find you online?
If you want to find me on Twitter, Facebook, etc., just search Maude Garrett. There's only 2 of us in the world. I'm not the girl from Nebraska. And if you want to check out all my geeky spewings, etc., geekbomb.net.
And thanks again for tuning in to Sweaty Video Game Nerds. See you later.
Is that a bear?
Yeah.
Planet number 9, I'll never forget you. Planet number 9, you're more than a big chunk of ice to me.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Sweaty Sci Fi Nerds. I'm Jon Schnepp. Sitting across from me is Chris Gore, founder of Film Threat. You've seen him on G4. Thanks for being on the show, Chris.
Thanks again for having me.
Today we are going to talk about the legendary 1980s Flash Gordon. Flash! Savior of the universe!
Yes!
So, me and Chris are gigantic fans of this fantastic film. Why? It is science fiction camp at its best. Chris, let's talk about Flash Gordon.
What's great about Flash Gordon is, I saw it when I was a kid. It's written by Lorenzo Semple Jr., who wrote some of the best scripts for the original Batman 66 TV series. So everything is just filled with all sorts of humor and weird double entendres. The worst thing is, Like, I get all of them now. At the time, I didn't quite. But boy, when Ornella Muti as Princess Aura like walks out in that sort of BDSM like silver outfit, she is so smoking hot in it. The whole thing of how they made, first of all, I thought like Flash Gordon being a quarterback, that's stupid. But it's so fun in the story.
Yes.
How actually his skills in football actually serve him well fighting Ming's guards. And it's so colorful, you know, at the time. Like, the only thing you compare it to, I think Guardians of the Galaxy, I feel was influenced by
just those big, giant colors, pink people, green people, purple people, all in different giant, you know, super paletted, you know, color palette off the charts. Max von Sydow
and Max von Sydow,
Ming the Merciless. Incredible.
As Ming the Merciless, and he will be starring in Star Wars The Force Awakens as well.
As Ming the Merciless.
That would be great if he was Ming. But I mean, this film has stood the test of time just because it's campiness.
Yes.
It's also one of those movies that when it shows up on TV, I don't care where it is, I'm gonna watch it until the end.
Fantastic special effects. I love all the cloud, all the cloud ink drop skies were all done in these giant tanks with like weird, you know, they smash ink into, you know, water and it's just like billowing around. The design of the spaceships, like from the 1930s, it's just this crazy Art Deco. And then how can we not talk about Queen?
Oh, God,
and the most
music.
Incredible soundtrack.
Yeah, that soundtrack just totally worked. It was what I love about Flash Gordon is at the time, a lot of films were ripping off Star Wars. You know, movies like Battle Beyond the Stars and so many others were influenced by Star Wars. They just tried to redo Star Wars on a budget without the talent. Flash Gordon just did things differently. We're going to do a rock soundtrack. We're going to make it campy. We're going to make it fun. We're
going to have Brian Blessed as a giant Hawkman. Let's go!
Yes.
You want to live forever? Die!
Die! Oh, so great. And the Hawkman, like what I love about it too is the movie embraces its campiness. It doesn't for a second. All the characters completely just buy into that this is serious, deadly serious, just like the original Batman TV series from the 60s. Like everyone thought that something horrible was going to happen. They just bought into it.
It's one of the most fun films that you can see. If you haven't seen the 1980s Flash Gordon with Sam Jones as Flash Gordon, do yourself a favor and check it out. Chris Gore, where can people find you online?
You can find me at chrisgore.com or follow me on Twitter at @thatchrisgore.
And thanks again for checking out Sweaty Sci Fi Nerds. See you guys later.
Flash!
He'll save every one of us. Hey, welcome to another Sweaty Comic Book Nerds. I'm Jon Schnepp. Sitting across from me is Comic Book Girl 19.
Hello, Internet.
Today, we are going to talk about one of the greatest artists alive, breathing. His name is Bill Sienkiewicz. If you haven't heard of him, shame on you. We're here to correct that problem right now. Let's start off with one of the most amazing Bill Sienkiewicz pieces of art ever made on the planet Earth.
Well, a big one is Electro Assassin.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I assume that's what you're talking about. That one is just amazing. I mean, he brings this illustrativeness to comics that you don't see, you know, all the time, because comics are a really hard art form to do, just doing it normal. And I can't imagine like fully painting. And I mean, he's got, his mixed media is just insane. Like, I don't even understand how he's getting these images.
He brought all these different illustration techniques into comic books, like brushwork, photo collage, mixed media, painting. I mean, he was doing stuff pre-Alex Ross, which everyone Alex Ross is like known for like bringing that kind of photorealistic, beautifully painted, amazing interpretations of all the characters we love, bringing them into this like almost realistic world vision. Bill Sienkiewicz was doing this kind of stuff with New Mutants way before that, back in the 80s, bringing this kind of beautiful painted covers, and then his artwork inside was like just really just on it, amazing. Originally inspired, I know he takes a lot from like some of the early artists like Neil Adams. He's flipped it once he started doing Moon Knight and basically just came into his own and brought this incredible vision.
Yeah, I mean, his Dazzler covers alone, if there is one piece of artwork out there that I would just kill somebody to have, it is the original painting of Dazzler the movie cover for the comic. I know it's a little bizarre sounding, but oh my God, it's so amazing. It's got her and she's on a hot car and it's that Hollywood sign and it's just so great. It's so hot.
So if you want Comic Book Girl 19 to fall in love with you, send her the original artwork from the Dazzler the movie. If you want me to fall in love with you, send me all of the original art from the Dune, the movie series that Bill Sienkiewicz drew.
Oh, yeah.
I love his interpretation of Baron Harkonnen, just sort of like the way he did Kingpin, just like a giant mass of a creature. Like, His style is just unique and amazing, and if you haven't heard of him, pick up his own graphic novel called Stray Toasters.
Oh man, that was
He wrote
so
it,
weird.
he illustrated it, it's really weird, but it's really enjoyable, and it's all Sienkiewicz. So that's all. Let's wrap it up by saying, if you don't know who Bill Sienkiewicz is, now you do. Do yourself a favor, check out Electra Assassin and go in and check out all these other comics that this guy is a part of. He's part of comic book history. I'm Jon Schnepp, and sitting across from me is Comic Book Girl 19. Where can people find you online?
You can check me out on my show, The Comic Book Girl 19 Show, on YouTube.
Awesome. I'm Jon Schnepp. Thanks again. We'll see you next time on Sweaty Comic Book Nerds.
Hey, if you're not getting sweaty, you should be getting sweaty right now by clicking on these links: special effects, video games, sci-fi movies, and the comic books. We're providing you links about everything we just talked about in the episode, plus more. So click on those links, get sweaty, get playing, get watching. Let's get sweaty. Let's get sweaty.